Folks, I'm here at Lake Aldred. Is that where we're at? No.
Lake Adger.
Adger. I'm already getting things wrong. Hopefully I don't get some other things wrong about these boats. Hans here is going to show us the Bonafide RVR117.
119.
See, I keep screwing things up.
It's the RVR119.
RVR119. And, you know, we're going to go out and get some speed and range data with the Torqeedo, which you've already set this up.
Yep.
You got 6.3, right?
I got 6.3.
We'll see what I get. I mean, I'm part of the control group of, you know, every boat I test, well, I'm in it. 220 pounds of Jeff Little's in it. So.
That's right.
But we're going to walk through some of the features here, and it's cool looking. It's very riggable. It's got a lot of cool stuff. Let's jump in and get some close-up of the different features. We'll go. We'll start back here where you have the Torqeedo bracket.
Let's do it. I definitely designed this boat at the back of the boat to be specific to a couple of things. The Torqeedo motor mount. So because riverboats, they fish upstream as well as downstream. Going upstream is really great for targeting. So motors work, Torqeedo motors work great for that in particular. They're quiet, stern mounted. So that's why I made this boat specific for that motor mount. And then the other thing I did was make it so that it works well in current, whether the current is pushing on the stern or on the bow, it's going to work in both directions. And that's why we also have anchor wizards that will run to the stern and to the bow at the same time. So you can run a drag anchor at the back, you can run a regular anchor at the front. And so that's really, I guess, the premise of the RVR is that it's specific to getting you into moving water, into the, if you fish either tidal currents or river currents, this may be a great boat for you.
So talk to me about you got a plate here to make it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how it comes.
Yep. So
standard, and then you got the plate here. Is this like a?
Yeah. So this plate is a prototype. It's not quite done, but we will have this as an accessory plate, and you will want to use this if you're going to mount a motor, if you're going to mount a power pole for back here, for example. Because what this does is it creates a bridge for the brackets for the motor. It also creates a bridge so that you can still use your drag anchor, which actually is accessed underneath here.
Here it is.
Yep. So if you have a drag chain, it can still work with a motor, or it can work with a power pole or something like that.
So the anchor would just kind of tuck up here.
That's right.
And if you've got your motor up.
Yep. If you're floating downriver,
yep,
and you want that nice slow drag,
got it.
You can still deploy an anchor back there. Obviously, river conditions, you really need to be aware of what you're into with drag anchors. You need to be able to recover if you get into a bad spot cut the line, that sort of thing. So you definitely want to be aware of the dangers with anchoring in rivers.
These lines are run nice and straight, so the
That's
steering
right.
triangle, that's going to have smooth steering.
Yeah, so this geometry is here for the Torqeedo.
For the foot control steering.
For the foot control
That
steering.
runs
Yep.
up here.
That's right. And it pops out right above the steering.
Right.
And the foot braces are the same foot braces as what come on the SS. So they're lockable foot braces, and then you can flip them open and unlock them so they become sliding foot braces so you can steer.
Locked.
Sliders.
Got it.
Yep. And then the other thing with motorization is that you have some mounting brackets right beside the seat. So these are brackets, you can't quite see it under the throttle, but it is designed so that the seat height, it's out of the way. The attempt here is to reduce snags. So a boat like this,
So
you're
it's not catching your pants or...
That's right. You're in and out of a river boat quite a bit. So you want to be able to jump out of the boat without snagging pants and having a lot of extra lines in here. So that's why the anchor lines are run inside the boat, both for the stern one. You can see where it goes in here.
Talk to me about this track.
Yeah, so that mounting track is there for not only Anchor Wizard, but that's a great spot if you just want to mount other accessories in that spot.
Okay.
If you're not running a stern Anchor Wizard, it's a great place for another rod holder or whatever you might want to add there.
Now see, you have these inserts.
Yep.
Up here. These little divots make it look like, and you actually did it here, you got the lock and load.
That's right. You can add a lock and load. You need a 1/4 inch or 1/4 threaded stud,
Okay.
and you can drop those in, and that's just a great spot on the boat where you may want to add if you want to add a monitor, or maybe you want to move a throttle position or something like that. You have some options to move mounting.
Some more track here, here, here.
Track 4.
Yep.
And then you've got in the middle of the boat you have a catchboard slot. So the head of the catchboard lands on the left side.
Yep.
Tilts the fish down just a little bit, and it's a good way to trap the board if you're trying to take a photo.
Nice. Then we got our pod.
Yeah. So this is the same pod as what's in the SS 127. I think river boats, you may not be using a fish finder on all rivers, but this is a storage option. And then if you already have an SS set up with your sonar, this allows you to switch it back. You can switch back and forth between the two.
Nice.
Another thing I wanted to show you too is that the floor of this boat is really designed to take water. If you're running through some wave trains, or you're going to push off a small shoals, ledge, or something like that, you're going to get water in your boat. It's a part of river fishing.
Yep.
And if you notice, this floor is tilted towards
the low point is.
It's back here, right by the seat.
Yep.
So what that does is it allows the water to move really quickly out of the boat. So you don't get these big pools of water up by the bow, causing it to get unwieldy.
These look like little rod butt.
Those are
Stagers.
rod stagers.
Yeah.
Yep. And then if you probably can see, there are actual rod pockets back here that we can show later how the rods actually store.
Oh, for dragging in and out of places.
That's right. Yep.
So the tips would be.
So it puts the tips within the profile of the boat.
Yeah.
And then you can take the strap and you can
Like one of the.
You can unhook it.
Rod straps like that are on a bass boat.
Yep. You can lay your rods in there, and then keep them all in one spot.
I would probably be dragging from the back though, still, because if it's, the length of the rod, you're still sticking out here. You don't want to drag it this way. I always point rods back.
Yeah.
I've made that mistake and broken
Too many times.
Once was enough. What's was it now?
Well, this I think 7.2, 7.6, something like that.
Okay.
The rods are still within the boat if you put if you put the rod butts up under the seat. Yeah.
Huh.
Now, if they're sitting here, obviously they're going to be out.
But you're saying from that straight shot all the way from back there to here
Yeah.
is 7.2.
I think so. Don't quote me on that yet.
Well, I got a couple
Yeah.
over there.
We'll go try it out.
All right. Paddle park.
Paddle park. So this is just a way to store a paddle quickly. This strap is actually like 3-in-1 in what it is. This is a grab strap. These are security bars.
Okay.
And you know, this is a seatbelt webbing type webbing.
Yep.
So if you're hauling the boat up over things, this gives you something to hang on to, pick the boat up, and keep moving it over a shoals or something like that. The other thing that this does is it allows you to have dry bag storage, which is, you know, what you're going to want on a river situation anyways. Right. So we, you know, I wanted to have a better spot. Again, making sure that water moves out of the boat when you're going through rapids. If you have a dry bag up here, this thing will expand so that you can lash a dry bag down.
Nice.
And so you'll have the ability to do that. And then if you have a dry bag, or if you have some storage up here, you can park your paddle this way, or you can also add, like what you can see on this one over here, you can add a roto grip up to the front, and that makes a really nice paddle park.
Nice.
So if you like that type system, that's what this is for. It also helps keep the rod tips from.
Keep playing with your pulley here.
The pulley. Yep.
Yeah. For the. Yeah. Grab the anchor.
Yep.
Let's put an anchor on there. I like that it's, you know, that you transport it this way. I'm gonna let you do that because I'm not doing it really one-handed.
You're one-handed. This one's seen some use already, but
good. It's the Anchor Wizard. It's a cool anchor.
Yeah, the anchor. This one works really well. I think it. Now I don't typically pull it that far up when I'm out on the river, but
why not?
I pull it.
It's not swinging and banging there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's perfect.
That's true. The idea.
Let an inch out. Let 2 inches. Okay, stop.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in a chop, or if you're in, you know, and this is.
Yeah, you're getting that. Yeah.
Hey, fish.
Yeah.
Fish. Don't eat.
That's right. The nice thing is you get a little bit smoother release.
Nice.
That roller.
Very cool. Up it comes.
Yep.
A little more.
There you
yes.
Go. Yeah. Cool.
Nicely done, man.
Thank you. It's been this one's been it's kind of been my baby for several years, honestly, and it's been a project that has started and stopped, and I was really committed to trying to pull something off here and finally get it over the finish line. So I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled to be doing this one, and I can't wait to for everyone to get a chance to get out on some rivers with this thing.
All right, we're gonna go out there, get the speed and range data with the Torqeedo Ultralight 1103. But tell us first, price point, release date.
Okay, you should be able to buy them in January of 23, $16.49. Visit your Bonafide dealers to get one.
Cool. And then we're gonna get out. We're gonna find some rivers. We're gonna get some cool, fun footage tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do the flat water here. You're pointing to this, saying we go up this river, maybe.
We can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But our fun river trip is going to be tomorrow. We haven't really. We're looking at gauges.
Yeah, and scouting and
right,
all that.
But yeah, let's get our flat water stuff. We'll get you some data.
Yeah.
Get some footage of me ripping donuts or something, and I'm excited to to get in the other one and just paddle it. See how this thing paddles tomorrow in whitewater. So.
Well, you're my tester for the high end of ergonomics. So
right?
you're the
6'4" guy.
Yeah, you're the guy. So I can't wait to see how it works for you.
All right, let's get it on the water.
All right, cool.
Hey Franz, you look like a girly man in that suit. Are you trying to pump yourself up or something?
Franz.
You're pumping up.
Hey Millennial, if you have no idea what we're talking about, just go on YouTube and search Hans and Franz SNL. You're welcome.
Yes.
All right, so right off the bat, I'm hitting 6.4, 6.5. Yeah, 6.4 and 6.5. Let me scoot forward in the seat a little bit more. See if I can get it to settle on that. Weight forward always helps. It's consistently at 6.4. I'm about to run into the mountain here. I did need to get away from the top end of the lake here because there's a river that comes in, and that's current, and I went to this area that doesn't have current. But even more importantly, you're not going to get your best top end speed if you're in less than about 6-7 feet of water. You need that deeper water. I can't explain the physics of it, but you move slower with electric propulsion in shallow water. I've just observed it over, and I actually looked up some article online that explains it. Whatever. I don't test where there's river current. I don't test shallow. I don't test on days where there's not enough wind, or where there is some wind. So I'll get some good, clean, objective data here, but I know 6.4 for sure is what this one just hit. It's a good speed for a sub 12-foot boat. Good release of water. Alright, that was fun. Good speed, great maneuverability, and I think it's time to hop out of the motorized one and get in the one that Hans is in and learn that point of no return. Right on. Time to get wet. Woohoo! Alright, so before I flip this and learn the point of no return, give me your design concept on where you are with what this boat should be. Primary, secondary stability.
Okay.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, that's so a riverboat, for example, it needs to do a couple things differently than a boat that some of the other Bonafide boats. Secondary stability is going to be higher. Initial stability is going to be a little bit lower because you want a boat that's going to be able to move off of initial stability so you can ferry through rapids. You need to be able to lean that boat. That's really what I'm trying to say is you need to be able to lean the boat so you can make the most of the current and use the current to move the boat around through rapids and through eddies. So catching eddies, things like that. So that's a really long explanation. I believe you still want a boat that has really good secondary stability for fishing. You still want to be able to stand So when we talk about this secondary stability, it's still a fishing boat at the end of the day, and it's a boat that's going to perform with the catamaran style hull. So in this case, we're going to see how Jeff does when he throws it right all over to the hard edge to see how far he's got to go.
I'm gonna try and save it, but I'm gonna play around with some, you know, sculling draws and get it right to it and come back from it, and eventually, yes, I need to go on both sides to know it.
Yeah, and I want to say one other thing too. I think to go along with the stability is that I've paired the seat height to be a balance of a good height for fishing, but also a height that's good for the stability. So you have that comfort level. You can still pop to your feet and do your cast. You can stand in this boat and you can cast, but this is, I would say, a little bit more advanced on stability and seat height versus the, let's say, like the SS127, where you've got much boxier, bigger stability right from the beginning.
Okay. Time to go. So I do want to note some of what Hans was saying in terms of the maneuverability. When you remain seated and you're not leaning, this is how I'm able to turn with some reverse, and this is good turning radius. But notice the difference in how easily I turn when I lean. It kind of shortens the length. It's a much quicker turn. And this is on flat water, so it isn't totally a fair demonstration. In turbulent currents, you know, you get the feel of what a lean does for you as you cross an eddy line and it whips you around, and you can plant that, you know, to catch that current, and it whips you right around. But the concept is when you edge a boat, you can turn better because of the shape of the hull. So clearly I am stalling.
So just, how about you talk about how you feel so far?
You know, I do feel stable. But it's me, and I'm good with leaning way over.
Where is
I know what it can do.
Show me your feel for that lock point on secondary stability.
Here.
Okay.
I can go a little bit beyond it, and I know it's there. But you saw that I felt the need to brace when I got. Look at the. Let me come in close.
Yeah, you can almost.
Let's take a look at this.
Go ahead. You can almost get it to the gunnel on secondary.
So look at the water here at the handle. Come in close.
Yep.
And right when it's there, I start feel it going. And it's really as water enters this area.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's where I feel the need to brace.
That's the brace point.
Yeah, and you can live in that lean. You can live in that lean. I like that. If you can do a sculling draw and save yourself. This looks better sideways. I'm going to turn it.
Yeah.
Hans, get the camera low to the water.
Okay.
And look at the. You can turn that screen up if it helps. But, yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So,
yeah, that's a good shot.
Yeah. So stable, really solid. Once it gets to there, it wants to go, and you can save it. That was ready to go, and it filled up.
Yep.
It's draining out. You're right, it does mostly go back there.
Yep. You've got two scuppers under the seat that are going to move the water out.
It's really savable though. Like it's not a light switch tipping point.
That's why I'm interested to see what it takes for you to actually get it over.
Well, if I wasn't doing the sculling draw, I'd already be over. But
so what I'm saying is let's see it.
You want it over. Well, there it is, folks.
How chilly is that water?
It's nice it was an easy flip. It's interesting. It's interesting that point of no return is not a crisp drop off. It's you feel it starting to go, but it's not like it's imminent. You're going. It's a soft transition. That tipping point. That's the first time I've been in a boat. It
doesn't just flip you out.
That makes it a really good riverboat. You did well. I'm going to do that again. That is interesting. That is unique.
You were able to stall it on the...
Only because I know what I'm doing with this thing.
I forgot to... There are scupper plugs under the seat. I just realized. But I don't think that matters right now.
All right. So Hans, being the critical engineer that he is like, hey, there's still 2 of those in there. I didn't like how it cleared, so we just... it was clearing pretty good in here, but it's going to clear even better. Let me fill it again.
Okay.
Man, you can get a bunch of water in there, and I'm going to turn sideways, and we're going to see it this way. Yeah, it's clear water.
Yeah. I mean, part of the reason for that is that the gunnels right at the seat are low enough for you to get in and out of the boat quickly. So your exit's fast. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so the bow and the stern are much higher to
Same thing for reboarding.
For reboarding. It's easy to get in and out because that's what you end up doing on rivers a lot.
All right, I'm going one more time.
Okay.
But it is December. I am getting cold.
How's that?
Good. I'm going to do the open water reboarding.
Okay.
All right, not touching bottom.
Yep.
This is a critical skill in kayak fishing that hardly anyone ever does. When you fall out of your boat, you have a much higher chance of surviving if you've gotten in the boat before over deeper water. Practice it. Practice it with each new boat you get. That was a pretty easy reboarding.
It looked pretty easy.
Yeah, nice. All right, we're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna get dry. We're gonna go, Hans and I are gonna go have some dinner somewhere, and we'll hit the river tomorrow, a river, with this. I'm looking forward to it. Nice job, Hans.
Cool. Thank you.
This actually doesn't track that bad for as maneuverable of a boat. I let off this and it doesn't like want to spin out. So.
Yeah, it's not bad. You can also pull that skeg down, drop that skeg, and you'll get more tracking out of it.
Skeg?
So the skeg lever's to your right there.
Oh, this guy?
Yep, that guy. Yep.
So
if you flip it forward, it's going to drop down. Yep.
We'll look at that on the trailer, I guess. But that just, it drops down and it helps your tracking a little bit more if you have like a crosswind.
You can use it for straight line tracking. You can use it to let the current direct you, pull you into line.
Huh.
And then the other thing is that when you pop it up, it just gives you the ability to turn quickly.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So I've been using it up for
You've had it.
maneuverability, but this is more better tracking.
Yep.
I'm trying to wrap my brain around putting this down to catch an edge, and I guess if it's down, it keeps your nose into current.
That's right. It's gonna pull your nose into current. It's kind of like having two holes in one, because when it's up, you're gonna be able to like pivot the boat really quick. Maybe you want to position it for a cast,
Right.
and then if you drop it down, it's on a spring, so it's gonna pop up if you hit stuff.
Right.
But if you drop it down, you can use it either running down rapids or going up rapids. Or just straight line.
Difference between.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I can feel it.
You'll really feel it in current.
I'll bet.
Yep. And you'll feel it. Another test you can do is to paddle straight with it down,
Right.
and while you're gliding, pop it up. You'll feel the back end break loose faster.
Huh.